Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. This is going to be the June 10th to 17th reading for the sign of Capricorn. Alright, we're going to get right into it, Capricorns. I hope you're doing good. Alright, it's the weekend. Hope you're having a good weekend. I've been meditating on your cards already for quite some time. So, just need to do a little shuffle on you, Capricorn. Get out two cards for Capricorn and their person this week, whoever is the main person in the relationship that's going to be center stage for this week. I'm going to check out what kind of energies are going on with that relationship. Sorry for any background noise. I live on the East Coast in the city, so you know. Alright, let's get your two cards out, Capricorn. Stay optimistic about your love life. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. So two cards seemingly different from each other, but they could certainly play the part in the same story. Obviously, we're going to see what's going on with you this week for your relationships. Stay optimistic and retreat. Interesting. What's going on for Capricorn? June 10th to the 17th. Show me what's going on for our lovely Capricorns for this week, June 10th to the 17th, in their major relationship. Help us out. Show me. Alright. I'm trying to cut down on my on-screen shuffle time, so I do a lot of shuffling and meditating before I film, so... Alright, here we go. Five of Pentacles. Alright. No wonder you're retreating. The Star, Seven of Cups, and the Sun. Your person's got Three of Wands, Eight of Wands, and Six of Swords. Wow. Alright. Bottom of the deck is the Fool energy. New journeys, taking a leap of faith. This is a whole new thing, right? It's a whole new thing going on for you right now, Capricorn. A whole new world. And maybe making you feel a little bit out of sorts, right? At the center, we've got Five of Pentacles. So this is talking about abandonment. Somebody's like really... Somebody's hurt your feelings, I think. And you, yeah, naturally you want to retreat. All right? This is a monetary kind of hurt. So it's a Pentacles card, right? So Five of Pentacles talks about being abandoned, but it talks about being abandoned in a way that leaves you financially worse off, right? Destitute. These two characters look destitute. They look poor, as if they have, you know, no funds to get home. You know what I mean? They're poverty stricken, right? So that's a very distinctive part about this card. Yeah, it's about abandonment. And in relationships, I guess you could just say, yeah, somebody hurt you and left you. But not only did they leave you, they kind of like fucked your whole money situation up, right? And yeah, Capricorn, that's not something that sits well with you at all. Like, you are not one to have your money messed up, and that can really affect you, right? So right now, yeah, stay optimistic. You have the Star representing yourself. This is your card, a person in your relationship. But right now, you're feeling very much like you're wishing, right? You feel like you're making a wish for yourself. You're trying to be optimistic. You know, you're putting a lot of energy into that right now. You want a new life for yourself. You want something different, right? After this kind of period here, and like I say, I don't feel like it's so much of a heartbreak, but more like, damn, you know, I got myself into this situation. And I think right now you're trying to paint a new life for yourself, because here comes Seven of Cups, you know. Interestingly enough, this comes in a position for your person. So, but Seven of Cups talks about wish fulfillment and options, right? So I think that you want options right now, Capricorn. You're not really sure what you want, right? And I think you're wrestling with the idea of, do you really want true love or do you want comfort? Are they mutually exclusive? Excuse me. Can you have both? Because when you look at this card, a lot of people look closer. You know, a lot of the things in the cups, there's a castle, there's jewels, there's a victory, there's beauty. A lot of these things are things that could be considered uh, shallow, right? I guess without depth. I mean, money, having a beautiful house. That's nice, but these are possessions. You know, having a beautiful face, that's vanity, right? Wanting to win all the time and have a victory, that's pride. So some of these the flip side of them is that, you know, they almost represent some of the baser sides of ourselves. So it's kind of like this card is a real kind of like admonishment to, like, you know, right now you may feel as though the world is your oyster, but take a deeper look and make sure that you are asking for the right things, that you are choosing from the right selection of objects or of wishes or whatever. Seven being the number of dreams, representing the number of dreams, aspirations, visualizing your goals, wish fulfillment, etc. Um, Surprises. So yeah, you know, it's interesting that this would come up with the star, because the star talks about manifesting your wishes, right? But here it's kind of like, be careful what you wish for in your relationships, you know? Be careful that you may be wishing for comfort or status or these type of things, but is that really what you want? The sun comes here, and that's how you kind of see your person, as somebody who's like radiant, perhaps someone who's going to help you sit, you know what I mean, make you feel better. um yeah, you kind of see your person as, I'm not sure if the person who's looming large in your relationship right now is actually a romantic individual, like a romantic consideration for you. I'm not sure that that's how you see them. It could be that you're hoping to see them that way, right? So this reading is a weekly reading, and it talks about your relationships for the week, or whatever relation is going to be looming large, right, or taking center stage. Those relationships don't always have to be romantic, etc., right? But for your sun card here, this is how you see your relationship with your person. And to me, I feel like almost this is just like a really long-term friendship, right? Somebody that you feel really comfortable with. But I'm not really quite sure that this is romantic necessarily, right? So your person is feeling very ambitious, right? Your person is very ambitious right now. They're on the move. They might be ready to leave. They might be ready to take a step on their path. Three of Wands talks about, you know, moving forward on your goals, certainly, right? Threes being the number of bonding, loyalty, but loyalty in a way to a path as well, a vision, and that involves movement and you know, taking the next step. He's looking to the horizon, right? So he's looking to the future. He's already kind of established himself to a certain degree, right? And this is what I'm wondering here. It could be, well, let's get back to the sun now. Let me do him or her. Him or her, doesn't matter. But let me do your partner. They're very, very ambitious. And as far as you, they're concerned, as far as they're concerned with you, I think they see you as being somebody who has a lot of options, right? I think they may see you as somebody who's like, you know, you've got a lot of romantic options. I'm not sure if they're ready to compete for that. I'm not sure if they see you as a romantic partner either. I almost feel like you two are kind of like friends, and the romance and the love like that is not necessarily there. You're very, very good friends though, and they see you. They might even tease you a little bit sometimes about your dating life, about, you know, how many people you're dating, who you're dating, and all of that kind of thing. I think they just see you as somebody who has a very kind of like full kind of life in terms of relationships and options for relationships, and they just really don't see you like that right now. But for some reason, this relationship is taking center stage this week. So I wonder if you guys, something's going on here about your relationship, right? And it could be because I really feel like your person is leaving. Here's another card, Six of Swords, talks about moving towards harmony. I have a feeling, though, that your person is actually moving physically away from you. And I feel like this may feel like a sense of abandonment to you. And that might be why the Five of Pentacles is coming up here, right? Their leaving may be making you feel a little bit abandoned, Capricorn. And I think that that's why this relationship is taking center stage for you this week. It's not necessarily a romantic relationship. I believe it's like a friendship, a deep, deep friendship. But I think I think it bothers you that they're possibly leaving. I think that the dynamic here as well is that they probably have no idea how much it bothers you that they're leaving. I think that they probably are imagining that you are living this grateful life and you have all of these options coming in, right? And that they're your friend and they love you, but them leaving, I don't think that they see that that's having any kind of major effect on you. And here it turns out that it is, right? Here it turns out that, they're kind of your sunshine right now. They're like the person you really depend on right now. And I think that they're not aware of how valuable they are to you and they're leaving. It can also be that because they're not aware of that, you may be getting your feelings hurt a little bit, right? There could be, would stay optimistic about your love life. It could be that you have a crush on them secretly and like even still their friend. And maybe you've been harboring like deep, deep down inside a kind of a wish fulfillment for romance. Like it could be Capricorn now that, for a long time you may have been feeling like, okay, this is going to take a while, right? But after a while they'll see our love will grow. It's best that we started as friends, but you could be, just holding like this kind of little wish inside. And now that you're realizing they're leaving, you feel really upset about it. You know what I mean? You're feeling very much like, abandoned, left, and I think it's kind of like bothering you. Let's get some clarity here. And their leaving is nothing to do with you. Okay, they're leaving not to get away from you. They're leaving because they're getting on with their lives, right? They have ambition. Whatever they're leaving for is something to do with their vision for their life, right? It's not in any kind of way a nefarious thing to you, Capricorn, like that they want to get away from you or anything like that. But you're kind of in your feelings, I feel like. Okay, this is the reading for that, right? If this doesn't resonate with you, fine, throw it away. But if these feelings resonate with you, then that's what I'm trying to clarify here as well. I just feel like you're kind of in your feelings, and you may not have had a chance to ever communicate that to them. You may have been a little bit afraid of actually, you may have been building up to it, right? And now you're like, oh shit, my chance isn't going to come because they're leaving, right? They're going away. So I think that that's kind of like, yeah, giving you a lot of anxiety. All right, give me some clarity on this reading for Capricorn this week. Show me. But again, this is what I'm saying about the Seven of Cups card. Remember, if this is the case, you could also just be kind of under this illusion of what it might be like. You think you know what you want. Seven of Cups talks about also thinking we know what we want, and then once we get it, realizing it wasn't at all what we wanted. Queen of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, and the Hierophant. Yeah, you wanted a commitment, didn't you? Five of Wands, Ace of Wands, and Page of Swords. Interesting. All right, the Chariot. Yeah, there's motion. There's a lot of movement about to happen. Somebody's about to go on their path. This is like a fate thing. This is a destiny thing, Capricorn. People have to go on their path, but you also have to go on your path and realize, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And I know that's easier said than done, so that's why we're going to clarify it, so it does make it easier. Queen of Pentacles, yeah. You're having a lot of wish fulfillment, but you've got to remember who you are, where you came from, all right? Remember that you're a Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn. You've come from a lot. You kind of worked your way up. Sometimes when you work your way up from nothing or from very difficult circumstances and you work yourself up to luxury and you go through a lot of trials and tribulations, once you're in the garden, you forget how tough you are and how strong you are. And you forget how there was a time in your life that you took no prisoners. There was a time in your life that people could not so easily like capture your mind or You know what I mean? Blow that fairy dust in your face and just put you under their thrall, right? There was a time that you weren't like that. All right. Don't let the comfort that you've attained recently get you to forget that. All right. Make sure that you're true with your wish fulfillment. Don't just wish for bullshit. Don't wish for pie in the sky stuff that has nothing really to do with who you really are. Don't forget who you are. Ten of Cups is here. Yeah. You really truly want this kind of love, 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 happy ending, right? That's really what you want. But interestingly enough, Seven of Cups does not really portray that as an option here, right? So again, this talks about like um, Ten of Cups is also completion. You know, you need to really reevaluate and kind of get what you really, really want deep down inside to kind of jive with, you know, your kind of headspace, right? And where you're directing your energy, right? It could be that you're directing your, well, inadvertently directing your energy to a lot of shallow relationships when you're actually trying to chase this kind of happily ever after, and you're never going to find it in these cups because it's not there, right? You're never going to find this happily ever after in those cups. That option is not in that cup. I think again that's an admonishment for you to remember that if it's not meant to be, that option is not there. You may think that that's an option with this person, but it's not. This person is not going to give you this despite what you think. You may think they are because you've romanticized it, or you've envisioned it, or you've been dreaming and wishing about it, right? But you have to get some clarity. Sun also brings clarity to relationships. You have to get some clarity and see it for what it really is, right? A lot of times we fall in love with a dream. We just wish so much for things to fall into that dream, and then sometimes little tiny things happen that seem to suggest that it's in line with the dream, and it's like, oh yeah, it's meant to be, and that because that happened. And it's like, no, it's not. No, just because that happened, it doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. It's like, you know when magic happens because it's so effortless. You're not trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. You know what I mean? Here we go. It's Hierophant. It talks about commitment, right? That's what you want in a relationship. You want commitment, right? You want commitment. And, the thing about commitment is that if that's what you want, it only feels good when somebody commits of their own free will. If you have to fight for it or convince somebody for it, it doesn't, it's not the same, right? It's just not the same. So Capricorn, just try and kind of remember who you are, how practical you used to be. You've been, you know what I mean? Maybe you got caught up a little bit. And yeah, stay optimistic about your love life, but that happens after you reevaluate what you've been moving towards. If you want a relationship that is a good, long enduring relationship, you have to direct your energy toward people, places, and things that are conducive to that. You can't direct your energy to people, places, and things that are not conducive to that because you want to make them fit into that mold, right? Because it'll never work, right? Your person here, yeah, they're leaving. Five of Wands, they're moving on, right? They're moving on. I think they're ready to get to the next step. Five of Wands talks about a lot of strife and power struggles. I think they're going through their own power struggles right now. You know what I mean? I think they're going through their own kind of like issues. Again, I don't think you guys are romantically involved, but I do feel like somewhere in there you were harboring some kind of secret feelings. And yeah, they're ready to move on. It could be that they've been dealing with some miscommunication. They might feel like they've been dealing with some a little bit of arguing back and forth. They're feeling a little bit put upon right now, being blamed for stuff. This could be coming from you as well. You could be giving them some vibes like that, possibly, or they're getting them from other people or whatever. But they just kind of want to leave, you know what I mean? Here's the Ace of Wands, and that's like inspiration as well, right? So 8 of Wands talks about the options. So they see like somebody who has a lot of options, but there's also Ace of Wands. They are inspired by you. There is a connection here that they have with you. I think that they do feel close to you in terms of they have like a creative bond with you, right? So just like I said before, I feel like this is a good friend, right? This week some there may be some new kind of inspiration that comes in for them with regard to you. Something may shift this week with regard to your relationship. All right, because Ace of Wands is coming in. Ace of Wands is like a singular like strike of, ingenuity, inspiration, like that spark, that fresh idea, that new opportunity. It can also indicate sometimes that spark between two people that indicates love, like love at first sight type of issues. You know what I'm saying? So something's coming in this week for your person that's giving them like suddenly a spark of inspiration about a scenario with you that they took for granted and that they haven't seen before. And I think you're going to have an opportunity, Capricorn, to talk with them. They're willing to have a conversation. Page of Swords is there. You may have an opportunity this week, Capricorn, if you want your relationship to change with this person and somehow to address this kind of like awkward silence you guys have been having, you need to take the opportunity this week to have a conversation with them before they retreat. And you need to stay optimistic. Right? So that's where we clarify those cards, right? There's going to come a time during this week where you can talk to them, right? There's going to come a moment where you can reach out to them. They may reach out to you. They may give you the opportunity to have that talk with them. They may not say it right away. They might, you guys come together. They might not say what you want them to hear, but they may, in an inadvertent way, try to have this conversation with you, because I think that this week also, your person is going to be feeling quite like flummoxed all of a sudden, because now I think they all of a sudden, let me put it to you this way, where this person perhaps never saw you romantically, I think this week they may have like caught a little glimpse of that. It could be an interaction. It could be they saw you in a different light, in a different environment, a different scenario. Maybe you just really sexy this week and nobody ever sees you dressed up. Maybe you normally, let's say, and this is female, male, it doesn't matter, but I'm talking to the ladies here, right? Say, for instance, you never wear high heels or get sexy, and this week you're dressed up and you walk in and everybody's like, oh my God, I never see you dressed like that. You look so gorgeous. Now, all of a sudden, your friend who's known you for years and you guys just looks at you and it's just like, oh. And for a split second, they're like totally blown away and turned on. Right? And then the next second, they're reminded that you guys are just best friends and blah, blah, blah. It's that type of thing. That's what I think this is. Right? It's that type of thing. Whereas before they thought they were so sure what they knew about you and who you are, and they were cool with that, all of a sudden, boom, something's going to happen. Could also be that something happens and all of a sudden your person just gets jealous for a second. Maybe there's some kind of scenario that happens this week when you're out, and all of a sudden your person who's like a friend of yours is just jealous as if they were a girlfriend or a boyfriend. And it's like, oh, fuck, where did that come from? Then there's going to be an opportunity to have that conversation. That awkward conversation. Now, you can forget about it and ignore it, and they may still leave, right? They may still go away and retreat because they'll just consider it as like, oh, that was a fluke. I'm not going to worry about it. Or if you come into them optimistically and you know what's going on and you feel what's going on and you just broach the topic with them without being afraid, Chariot, right? You may come out. Here's the Fool, taking a leap of faith. Right? That's what it's talking about, taking a leap of faith to start something new. You may actually lock something completely different down. I hope you understand this now. I'm telling you, you got an opportunity to see something that normally perhaps would never, that you'd never have a chance, I don't know. But this week, I think you're going to have an opportunity. And you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. If this resonates with you, you're going to know what I'm talking about. You're going to know the moment that it happens. And you're going to feel that energy from your person. It's just all up to you if you take the opportunity. All right, Capricorn, I love you so much. If this resonated with you, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and share. Hit the bell. Very specific readings coming out this week. So I'm really looking forward to next week's readings to see what's coming out for you guys then. But for right now, I'm just going to tell you, I love you, Capricorn. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.